Okay. Hey y'all, I will be talking to you all today about how easy it is to drive for Lyft. Thank you for visiting my page. I am Lost Art. I'm in here in Biloxi, Mississippi right now, enjoying the four elements. I have the ocean in the background. You can't see it, but I'm enjoying the fresh air, the palm trees behind me, and just enjoying being on vacation, but a sort of vacation business trip. But anyway, I'm going to be telling you about how easy it is to start driving for Lyft. And just to give you a little background, some of the things that I'm very passionate about is driving, traveling, health, art, creativity, freedom, being your own boss, being an entrepreneur. And it's a journey that I've kind of been back and forth on myself. I've been through a plethora of jobs. Um, I'm also a visual artist and a natural hairstylist. But I do Lyft. I've been doing Lyft for about 5.5 years, on and off. And one of the best things about Lyft is that you can do it when you want to. You're not obligated to do it. You don't have a set schedule. You're not going to get fired if you, do or don't show up to the job or whatever. But it's very easy to get started. So the first thing you have to do, of course, is have a smartphone. You download the Lyft driving app. You go on the app. They're gonna ask you for a driver's license. It has to be an active driver's license. They're gonna ask you for your registration. So your car has to be registered, and you also have to have car insurance. And you can get like minimum insurance. I would suggest that you add rider share insurance to your regular insurance. Of course, you'll have liability and collision and all of those things. But if you have all of those things, you can literally just send them a picture of it in the app. It's very easy to follow the instructions. And you can start driving the next day, usually within 24 to 48 hours. But I initially started with Uber, to be frank, maybe about 6 or 7 years ago. And at that time, Uber was more popular in Tennessee where I was driving than Lyft. Um, but I kind of transitioned over to Lyft because I like the atmosphere and the customer base a little better. Um, but the good thing about just ride sharing in general, when I did Uber put me through hair school. Um, I had to pay maybe like $1,500 for hair school. It was only for natural hair, so it was a 3 month. It wasn't like the regular 1 year cosmetology school. So I did that, and I was able to pay for my books. I was able to still keep up with my bills. At the time, I was staying downtown in some high-rise apartments, and so I was able to keep up with my utilities. So I just think it's a great thing because at the time I was transitioning out of working a full-time job, and this helped me kind of transition into self-employment and start doing, my art and all those other things. So what I would suggest is that, if you first, figure out, if you don't have a vehicle, the type of vehicle you're going to have, because they do have requirements and restrictions. You have to have a four-seater vehicle, and it has to be no older than 2003 or 2004. But what a lot of people would do is that they will uh, go and get a vehicle kind of too fast. So you kind of you really want to map out your expenses. Like, if you go and get a car, is it going to be one of those one-time payoff cars, or are you going to have a car note? And so, and then you have to figure out or configure how much you'll be making with Lyft. So me personally, typically I make about 15 to 20 an hour with Lyft, and that's in, like I said, in Tennessee. Now it can pay more depending on where you go, because I've talked to other drivers who have driven in New York, Los Angeles, and they get paid more. But you have to think about where they are. They have a lot more traffic, and the people there, they have a higher income, so they're going to charge more in those areas. So it's still going to equal out to being about the same pay. Um, and so you kind of want to figure that out before you go and get a car. If you don't already have one, you have to think about, you have to maintain your insurance, because if you don't, Lyft will cut you off from driving. You have to maintain keeping your car, your registration up every year. And I had to even learn this myself this year, or not learn it, but remember it, because I started back driving for Lyft, and then I looked at my phone and it was like, oh, your car isn't registered, and I was like, oh man, So I looked at my registration and saw that it was expired, maybe about like 2 weeks. It happens, you forget. So I went and got that done. You also have to pass a background check, and so I'll make some more videos to get a little more in depth about that, because I've had some experiences with that too. But no, it's really easy and simple. Like I said, if you're trying to transition out of the job market, which this is 2022 now, a lot of people are working for themselves. Um, they have their own channels, or they have their own properties that they're renting out, or people are doing work from home jobs. It's called the big quit. So if you want to get on, the ball with that, Lyft and Uber are definitely the way to go. But like I said, more so Lyft. Everybody has different preferences for which company they would prefer to work for. You can honestly work for both at the same time. When I initially started, I was just doing Uber for about a year. Then I transitioned into doing Lyft, but at one point I was doing them both for like 6 months, and depending on which one was busier, that's the one that I would get on, during for that day. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be making a whole lot more videos about specific questions that people may have about Lyft, some of my experiences, some of the do's and don'ts, some scary moments that I've had filing your taxes, like all of that. Like, I've got you covered if you're interested in driving for Lyft. But I want to thank you all for visiting my page. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my page, and if you have any questions, of course, put some comments down below. And the last thing that I like to do before just ending the videos is some affirmations, because again, we're trying to transition out of the job market. We're going into being entrepreneurs. We're working for ourselves. It's all about creativity, spirituality, and freedom. So if you will repeat after me with these affirmations. One second. Because we're affirming that we're no longer working in the job market, right? So the first one: I am loved. I love myself, and all things in my life are working together for my good. All things in my life are working together in the name of love. I attract abundance, wealth, prosperity, and love just by my existence. I am an eternal spirit sent here to enjoy this life abundantly and effortlessly. So say those affirmations. I know I was kind of back and forth with my computer. I don't have my glasses on. But thank you all for visiting my page, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.